What's up, everyone? Related to the gaming side of Tales of Atonement, Bree and I did something absolutely amazing this past weekend in Seattle. We checked out Sandbox VR. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, Sandbox VR is a full-body VR team gaming experience. You've got wrist trackers, ankle trackers, a full vest setup, and a headset, not to mention your gear. These unassuming bits of plastic become your in-game avatar and chosen weapons for what can only be described as a one-of-a-kind experience and the potential future of gaming. We've got some clips to share with you from two of the games we chose to play that day. The first being called Secrets of the Shard, Dragonfire, and the second called Amber Sky, 2088. In Dragonfire, you choose from one of three classes: Knight, Hunter, or Fury. Bree, I am so mad at you for picking the Fury, I swear.
Hey, you know I'm always the red player, so if that's the trade-off, I get to be the awesome fire chick. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, well, next time we're trading. Make no mistake about that. So the Knight fights with axes and uses ice powers. The Fury fights with swords and uses fire. The Hunter fights with a crossbow and gets a multi-shot technique. I found the multi-shot pretty useful up close, but further away it's just a waste. How'd you like the fire abilities?
Straightforward. Sometimes I've been known to win in, as the voice actor. Sometimes when I've been known to play, all kinds of... I like playing complicated characters sometimes. I've played the character class Witch. I've played... and that's... I believe that was made by, fans. One of those kind of things. I... Not super on mage class, but I like wizards. A mage class. I guess that's more so like saying the sorcerer. But, I don't typically reach for them because usually when I play D&D, I really do just want to chill out. And I run for characters like the fighter. Basic fighter. It with the Fury, it's like playing a,
It's like playing Karlach.
Yeah, it's kind of like playing Karlach. It reminds me of like when you play, there is a class where you're kind of doing fighting, and it's like I think it's like one of those advanced D&D classes where you can play the you start off playing a fighter and then you learn some magic on the side. Almost goes the red mage kind of territory of, hey, I can fight really well and I can hit stuff with magic, and that's how you play the Fury. Honestly speaking, because you've got the one, whatever your main hand is, and you're smacking things with your sword, and the other hand is literally kind of going towards yourself, and then, or whatever. There's actually, you can figure out how you want to cast. It just has to be something propelling forward. So that's a really cool thing. You get to actually figure out how you want your character to actually be casting. When it's like, I cast magic missile into the void. You can. How I did it was I put my hand to my chest and then I cast out my hand, and I did that at the beginning until it became a little bit cumbersome, and then I just kind of like grabbed nothing, I guess, so my hand became a fist, and then I kind of pumped it towards myself and then pumped it back out, hand open. That was my thing. I had fun with it. It was all about just smack up things with sword and then cast with the other hand. You almost handled it a little bit like a sword and shield character, but instead of a shield that you're defending yourself with, if you need defense, you're just kind of blasting it in the face.
Honestly, if you like simplicity, try the Hunter next time, because it's so much more simple. It's just trigger, 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 trigger.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
there's not a lot of thought or strategy to it. Just point and click.
Okay, so next time we have to switch. That's just fair, because that sounds almost boring, but like, was that at least fun though?
I mean, yeah.
It was
the best part of it was with the Hunter, you're able to like still fight while other people are having to dodge traps. Like, there were times where I was crouched down underneath a trap, still shooting at enemies that were coming up, which is probably how I got so many kills. One of the best parts about Dragonfire is the progression. There are at least 2 different weapons to collect per 3 classes, meaning there's 6 different strategies to play around with, and you're going to want to do it at least twice. Replayability for games is a must. We won't spoil too much about the game here because you really have to experience it for yourself. You fight goblins, skeletons, loot chests, and make crucial choices for the sake of all the realm. Although some of the choices lead you down an evil path, that's honestly more fun. And at the end of it all, an epic rock session. The website can keep track of all your previous playthroughs and stats. For instance, here's our stuff from Dragonshard, and you can see here the weapons we collected, the choices we made, and even how much damage we did to the bosses and regular enemies. Now how about a little gameplay preview? Take note the team name. Fans of the channel will recognize it immediately. But if this is your first video, I hope it leads you down a deep dive for our other content.
It was on my... Over there, over there! Oh my god! What the?
Big!
No place to hide. Slay a dragon, climb a spire. Blades and arrows, ice and fire. Until the day finally ends. And then we'll do it all again. And when the day finally ends.
Oh god.
Yeah, right!
Oh god.
Above! Above! Above!
Oh god!
In Amber Sky 2088, you play as a group of androids delivering humanity's last hope to a space station high above the stratosphere. You'll have to shoot down bugs, deflect with shields, and stomp on grubs to get to the top of the elevator and take down the alien scum once and for all. The choices we made were more limited in this game, but for those who like a classic FPS like House of the Dead, it can't be missed. There's power-ups and secrets to collect that actually change the model and design of your weapon. My favorite by far was the Ultra Laser. It had a real Kamehameha sort of feel to it. The game consists of 2 classes, the Defender, who uses a pistol and an energy shield that can be thrown like Captain America, and the Attacker, who uses an assault rifle with a secondary flamethrower option. Damn it, I never even paid attention to the flamethrower secondary. What the hell was I doing?
Apparently getting the high score?
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I? Both times. Gamer MVP.
Yeah, you kind of like kicked ass with just like it was one of those interesting come from behind things. Playing with you was really fun in that like you're playing and I was on the front line. It really is fun because like I figured out really quick when I went in there, I kind of went point and I was like, I'm used to going point, I'm getting up front, and I went up front and I got bossy and told people where they should stand, and everybody was like, no, that sounds good, and they went there, so I feel good that I didn't start trouble by being bossy. And everybody kind of eventually spread out where they wanted to, though.
You mean to tell me the being that wants to be a defense minister got bossy about where people should be in a combat situation? No.
Yeah. I'm also a busybody, though. And I try really hard not to be. So, yeah.
So there was a third type of character in Amber Sky for about $10 more that you could upgrade to, called the Exterminator class. But no one chose that one, so we don't know a lot about it. I did get enough information to know that the $10 cost is something that has to be repeated upon return visits, unlike with Dragonfire, where you get to keep the weapons and upgrades just by playing the game, and however you can also purchase those in advance as well. Next we'll show you guys something similar for our Amber Sky. It's kind of just a standard rail shooter on a moving platform. There are some moments that require interaction from the players, such as restarting a battery or loading a nuke, but it's more of a press here to progress, rather than Dragon Shard, which actually requires a majority party consensus to continue. And so now we'll finish up with some clips from Amber Sky.
Incoming!
Priority tech package and transport.
Behemoths! You're going down! Brace for more impact!
It jumped.
Watch out!
Sorry.
These eggs, grab.
Your teammate is infested. Immediate assistance required.
There are a host of other games. They've got licensed stuff for Stranger Things, Squid Games, and something called Rebel Moon, which I'd never actually heard of before this game. I looked it up and, oh wow, that's not good. So much for the claim of taking the world by storm. It can't even hold water in a drizzle. But there's also stuff like the Deadwood series, Phobia, Valley, and Mansion. I'm not gonna lie, it's giving House of Dead and I'm here for it. House of Dead has even made reference to an Unforgiven, so yeah, we stand a good House of Dead game. There's another neat concept I found on this website called UFL, which looks like it's a two-person VR combat game that could resemble something like Tekken, Soul Calibur, or even Mortal Kombat in the future. Imagine watching your buddy's VR avatar get blown to bits. Want to try that one next, Bree? Neither of us are combatants. It could be fun.
That sounds like fun. I didn't really get a big chance to look through their whole... Like, there was some that I got really drawn to for obvious reasons. Like, I picked out the ones we did. We all agreed on them. But I picked out the ones that I felt were very Tales of Atonement forward.
Thematic.
Yeah. And of course we did the Keepers of the Shard. That was awesome. Very, 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 like, fantasy heavy. And the other one was more like Exodus. Ha ha ha. The other one was more like Exodus, where my mom, Chaos, is the main character of that volume, chapter of the story, or whatever you want to call it. And very, very sci-fi heavy. You go up into the, just past the stratosphere, where you're officially off world, you're off the planet, and you're out of the direct gravity of the planet, all that good stuff. And that's like where it stops, where you're just outside of Earth.
I'll be honest, Amber Sky actually gave me vertigo.
I loved it so much, though. I've never gotten a chance to actually go up into space thus far, so I'm kind of... It seemed really cool.
Oh, by the way, if you want to check out Exodus, the first chapter is still available on Patreon.
I'm actually really happy that you found it, Agni. That was a beautiful find, and all I had to do... I'm the planner. I like planning things. I'm good at planning things. So she found it, I planned it, and, you know, we covered us and some other coworkers, and it was really, really fun.
That's going to be it for this brief but exciting experience. If you're curious if there's a Sandbox VR near you, I'll list a lot of the locations at the end of this video. Pause to find out if there's one close to you that you can visit. I definitely suggest checking them out. I want to thank every one of you once again this week for coming to these ramblings of an anxiety-ridden pyromancer.
and her dragon best friend. We're a small team just doing our best to bring our stories we've loved for decades and hope they're the kind you like too.
With a side info dump of psychology, lore, history, and social awareness.
If this is your first video, we hope you'll stay for another one. And maybe you could consider becoming a subscriber. We'd love to see you again.
Our subscribers can move mountains for a channel like this. The engagement we get just keeps growing each week. You guys are getting the word out and people are listening.
And we really can't express how grateful we are to see our passion project take off. 20 years of love and dedication are here laid bare. Help as much as you care to, but at least watch and talk with us.
Of course, we can't close out a video without giving a shout out to our patrons. Emily Masternardi,
Heinrich 28,
Pammy Poo,
JC Moreland,
Shadow Fox,
Charles Tam,
Arya Gamari,
Lundair Lumen. But also don't forget our channel members, Moose Now,
Jack McLeod,
Plebe 64 Potato,
Lundair Lumen,
7 Stars Sanctuary.
and Chained Furry, Many a Mickle Maximuckle.
See you next week.